Explorer.
Explorer.
Wole the Explorer.
Yeah, with Dora's haircut.
All right. How easy was it for you to move around?
So, Nottingham Trent has three campuses. It has the Brackenhurst campus, which is like on the countryside of the city. There's Clifton, which is the Science and Technology campus, which is more of a campus enclosed, and it was all right compared to the city campus, which was smack dab in the center of everything, open to all. You walk in, you're in the city. You walk in, you're back into your classes. That was like my most special place to be. Now talking about my city campus. My accommodation was also in the city, so everything was a walking distance for me. Walking distance to my lectures, walking distance to the library, walking distance to the supermarket, walking distance to the branded shops. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Zara and H&M.
Those are your
regular spots. Of course, Primark was saving me during the winter.
Oh yeah, Primark has to save you.
Anyway, that aside, and then the walking distance to all the nightclubs, the restaurants, and for those who want a decent nightlife, that was the city was so. Moving around was just a walking distance. The city is safe, so I never had issues with feeling unsafe. So that was another thing. That was my personal experience, and I loved it that way. The only time I would take public transportation was when I was leaving Nottingham to go and visit families outside of the city. So if I'm going to Manchester, for instance, or Bournemouth or London, all of you know yourself, my favorite aunties, yes. Favorite aunties and cousins, you know yourselves. Look at me using this video to just do shout out.
As in real shout out.
Do shout outs. Yeah, so I think moving around was easy, was affordable. If those of you using Legady's Benz, your leg. Yeah, obviously it was free. It kept you worked out because at most you would walk would be 15 minutes, so it was okay. Then transportation was easy, and I know that you can get free transportation if as a student because there's the student buses that go between campuses. So that's something else to look out for. Any of the universities, they might offer that.
Yeah, transportation is always pretty straightforward, especially when you're a student. And when you're outside, sort of in all these kind of other cities, besides London, for example, I think it's usually so much easier to move around because most things are kind of close together. So walking around or taking a bus is usually pretty straightforward.
And let me tell you of an experience. So we have the tram. So I had the tram that went from my accommodation. If I was too lazy to walk, we went from my accommodation straight into my campus, into my lectures. So it's a tram. So every time we get on the tram, hoping that the tram guy will not ask us for a ticket or money or any change. And sometimes you really would not have the money. So you're just hoping he doesn't come. And more often than not, he misses you just before you get to your stop because my stop was just the next one. So it was because I was lazy, if to tell you the truth. Because I could have walked it. But it was like maybe £1 something, and I'm like,
I'd rather save that pound.
Never save that pound.
For a pack of crisps.
A pound of crisps or a coffee to keep me energized. Shout out to Costa. So yes, that was my experience. So the tram one was like try to take transportation for free. Don't try it. I do not advise it.
I've seen this meme recently where this old guy uses the I'm 15 tag when you're caught when you use a child when you're caught with a child ticket and you come on here, I'm 15, and he's like, no, you don't look 15. I'm 15.
That's some Benjamin Button movement.
No, you don't look 15. All right, cool. Did you experience any racism? Because I know a lot of people usually ask this, especially.
I know. I get that question often, and to be very honest, I never experienced racism, and I think because Nottingham is, as I mentioned, is so diverse. You you didn't expect racism, didn't experience colorism, didn't expect any. I didn't really experience any of of those negative things. If the person was bad, they were bad by themselves. It was
Not because
nothing.
of the town.
No, not because of the town. And
how easy was it for you to get a part-time job?
how easy was it for me to get a part-time job? So at Nottingham, there's an employability team. So I registered. Well, as a student, you're automatically registered at the employability team, who gives you opportunities to get part-time jobs. Also the city, because I am also an opportunist. So in the city, I also registered at the job center.
Okay.
So for that, you have to get the NI National Insurance Number, which is just a phone call away, and you can get it, and you can apply for jobs in Nottingham. And there are different kinds of networks and different kinds of job opportunities. So I did not go for part-time jobs per se, but I went for substitute jobs. So they were less and far in between, because you couldn't get them on a regular.
Okay.
But I didn't mind, because I just wanted those ones, just because they are better paying, because they're just doing substitute work at an administrative position. So I think it was called Angel Network at the time. Yes, they also helped me find part-time jobs. In substitute jobs in the UK.
Okay. So basically, there are different, agencies or different places where you can find information about part-time jobs.
Yes.
That will make it easy for you to. Obviously, you have to do the hard work of going for the interview, submitting your CV and so on. But
be charming and charismatic. Be yourself.
But the opportunities are there, and the jobs are there. All right. So were there options for you after you graduated?
So there were a lot of options. I applied. Unfortunately, I applied late. I would admit it. I applied towards my graduation, and most of you students, I urge you to start your application much early, because you know you're going to graduate, unless you know that you might not pass. Things are hard, but the thing is, you know you're going to graduate, so you need to know that you need to apply for jobs much earlier than waiting till you get your graduation certificate. So no, I started my application late, got job offers. In fact, I had a few interviews, and they came after I had to leave. After I had to leave the country. So at my time, there was not the student route where you can stay an additional 2 years. So once you graduated and you finish your course, it's time to go home. You can't stay extra. Lucky now for you guys, you can stay 2 years extra, do any job you want, and hope to get retained. But at my time, I was not sharp enough. Also, one thing that I missed was my course, because I studied international business, obviously with a master's in MSc International Business, and obviously I would do another shout out to Ophelia Palermo, who did a wonderful job teaching me, but international business, and some of the courses that you could study in the UK, which was not there at my time, have work placement, which are like paid internship year for a whole year in a relevant business that relates to the course you're studying. So I didn't have that opportunity, so
take advantage of it now.
Yes, work placement and the study route, graduate route, to stay a bit longer if you wish. But for those of us who want to go back home, who unfortunately have no other option but to go back home, who are proud, who are really proud and want to go back home, hey, I got a job within 2 months upon my return. Yes, I was hot cake. So I did I did a lot of consultancy jobs in different companies here in Nigeria. They started part-time until I got a full-time gig. So 3 months upon returning to Nigeria, within 3 months upon returning to Nigeria, I was already employed. Also because I was not only applying in the UK, I was also applying back home. Funny story. I applied for a job in Nigeria and I was still in that was the reverse problem. I was still in the UK.
And they called you running.
And they said, come for the interview next week. And I'm like, my ticket is coming back and that. I'm not,
Oh no.
It's not that serious.
Mm.
If you can't wait for me, okay.
Which never happened.
They want you the next few days. Exactly. Come into my office. I'm like, no, I'm in the UK. Could we do it virtually? And Zoom was not there.
Then, exactly. 2009, I mean, 2010.
And our internet was the worst.
We're still struggling with it now.
Oh, at least it's better before.
Oh, yeah, much. Shout out to the internet company.
Yeah. We have a real relationship with internet now in Nigeria. But yeah, that was it.
Cool. All right. So, final question: will you recommend studying in the UK?
Always. I would recommend studying in the UK. I would recommend studying at Nottingham Trent University. It was an experience, a part of my life, and an experience that I'll always cherish. It's really not like a sales speech, but I will always cherish because it was a moment where I kind of discovered myself, found out that I have different lives, different opportunities to do different things. It's more restricted if you come from a country like Nigeria of opportunities you can do with me studying or doing other things like part-time jobs or really sightseeing or it was a really an exposure opportunity. So I would recommend it. Also, academic-wise, you're taught to be a critical thinker, which we usually back home we are not taught. Sorry to say, but it's something that it really expands your mind and gives you, why don't you think that way? Why is it only that way? There's no direct answer. The answer can be anything you can.
If you can back it up.
You can back it up with. So I think that's one of the things I would recommend studying Nottingham Trent, studied abroad in Nottingham, studied in the UK in general.
Cool. So you heard it here
from the horse's mouth.
So I will be giving information about my experience hopefully soon. Yes. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
And if you still have anything to ask us, always send us an email at fortheabroad@gmail.com.
Yep.